Hello, Namaskar all. Again, this is Durga Prasad Adhikari. Uh, basically, I just wanted to say with to you all that don't get disheartened when you feel very low, when you are devoid of motivation. Basically, I feel that this is the night time, perfect time where one feels very low. During the daytime, he's engaged in all those activities, and during the night time, at this point of time, one feels very low and thinks whether I'm capable enough uh, for this service or not, for this preparation or not. Can I do it or not? I will say that I have immense faith on ability and capability of you all. I feel that you are made for greater purpose. Each one of you. Every one of you has immense potential. You can do a lot. So, in this point of night time where one feels very low, I just want to say you all that you are like the most powerful being on the planet. Millions of cells are working for you day and night. There is no guarantee for tomorrow. I may not guarantee that I will be there tomorrow. No one can guarantee that they will be there tomorrow or not. But what one thing I can say that can we live the present very happily? So if you will analyze it very closely, that with each passing day, we are getting closer to our death. For example, if my death is destined maybe after 1 year, with each passing day, I am getting closer to my death. This implies that I am having very lesser time to spend in this world. And how do I enjoy all this time that I have? The very lesser time, quote unquote, the very less time that I have. Can I live freely without tension, without all those anxieties? Can I live on my own? Can I be on my own? And believe me, those rush that to add an IAS or IPS just beside your name like Durga Adhikari, IPS. Those all things are very superficial. They might give you happiness for 1 or 2 days, maybe 3 days. But does that have any meaning for the longer period of life? Life is a very beautiful journey. And I must reiterate that I have immense faith on you all, that you all have infinite potential. I aspire that you must all become that. Of course, it is a good thing that we are aspiring for IAS and IPS and all those services. But never get disheartened if you are feeling very low. This is a part and parcel of journey. When I used to study, I used to feel so. But at each point of time, I reminded myself that my purpose is not to get into this IAS or IPS, but my purpose is ultimately not the larger than that, to serve the society. And I want to reiterate you all that let us try with full of our might, full of our capability, and do whatever possible for the world. I know getting a service is very, very, very important. But does that mean the end of our life? Does that mean the only goal of our life? Does it mean that it is the sole purpose of our life? Our life has much more purpose than what we think of. Later on, all these dots will connect. Many a times I feel that many people think that if they aren't into the services, they have no worth in the society. My dear, this life is very much important. Assume I am having a lot of burden on my head that tomorrow I have to do this, tomorrow I have to do that, tomorrow I have to do this, and all those things. What will happen of all those burden if I go slip out of this world one day suddenly? You might be aware of the Amarnath accident that happened today. The people who were there were all glee and were all happy that they are going to have darshan of Amarnath, Baba Amarnath, or they had might be. But we cannot say what will happen in the next moment. I cannot say if I will be there with you tomorrow to speak all these things, to make another video on Mumukshu. No one can guarantee. So, for that purpose, these all journeys make your journey very memorable. Believe in yourself, have confidence in yourself. And I say, every one of you has infinite potential, and you have all the potential that tomorrow maybe 10 IAS or IPS officers will come to meet you. Be that personality. But I know not all of you will become, because most of you will doubt that whether I have this infinite potential or not. You will not believe at all. You will feel that the persons who have infinite potential they are very different and not like us. Believe me, when I started this journey, it is a good thing to think that I will succeed in this journey, but till now I cannot believe myself that I have got a rank. I cannot believe the whole of the thunder and everything that is happening around me. Because it is very fine to feel that one day I will be an IAS or IPS or something else. But from the core of the heart, you might feel that am I that thing? Am I that material? And many times you will feel that at the end you will realize that you are not different from others. In fact, you are the superior being who has been brought to this world to change the world in a very meaningful way. And every one of us is capable of changing the world in very meaningful way. Change the world around your side. Change the world around the people around you, for the people around you. And never stop learning. Never stop learning. Make this journey a journey of your self improvement. I know that this journey is very difficult indeed. When I look back and I see the huge amount of stress that I used to have when I was in all these things, a lot to learn and a lot to reproduce. It is not only fine to learn it, you have to memorize it, you have to reproduce it in the answer papers. And then comes the part of the anxious days of waiting for the result. And the whole journey goes for 1 year. If you are fortunate enough, you will end it up in 1 year. But everyone has to go it for 1 year. There is no doubt about it. But how do we keep ourselves motivated throughout all the day? How do we keep ourselves very happy throughout all the day? Just remember that this exam or anything else is a part of your life and this is not your life. If not this, then we will do something else. That does not mean that you will neglect what you have been doing. Study hard, very hard. Study so hard that even God will fear that if I will not give him the result, then it will be an injustice in this world. Study so hard. But yet there are many things that are not in our control. We cannot control each and everything because there are many things that are destined to. If I always say, if APJ Abdul Kalam would have been a pilot, would have passed the Air Force test, he would have been a pilot. But the nation would have lost a great scientist over there, who was the missile man of India. Again, if you will see, if Gandhiji would have stayed in South Africa and would not have returned to India, we might not have our father of the nation. So the things, when you will go 5, 10, 15 years down the line, you will see everything will connect. But for the short term, we feel that why me? Why am I the cursed one who has to face all of these things again and again? Why I have to pass through all these things again and again throughout repeated attempts of exam, throughout repeated attempts of anxiety, fear and all those things? My dear, remind yourself that you are much more bigger than this exam. And the moment you realize that you are much more bigger than this exam, then the exam will become smaller to you. You must be aware. I will ask you that, for example, if you have to put a plug, maybe a plug means a live wire, maybe, or something else. That, for example, I will say you that, for example, if you are riding on the merry-go-round, you must have observed that the people who remain very stable, those who don't get disturbed by all those things, they enjoy the merry-go-round. But the ones who are very nervous, they always feel that they will fall down. With each riding above, they feel that they are going to fall down. With each riding below, they think that they are going to fall down. But the ones who are able to maintain their calm and composure throughout this merry-go-round, they enjoy the whole of the journey. And what else is needed? We have to enjoy this journey. And many times you will feel that it is easier to say for you because now you have something in your hand. But I have repeatedly said, I used to think of this when I had nothing in my hand. So that's it. Nothing matters here more than my own existence over here. If someday I fall apart, then there is nothing for me to enjoy. If someday I don't exist here at all, then what would I enjoy? I might have thought that, let us assume everyone who prepares for civil services think that one day he will be cabinet secretary. But what happens if after 5 years I will not be there? Who will become cabinet secretary? And if anyone becomes, that does not bother me because I am not there. I have gone to a land that is too far. So that's it. So there are things that we may plan, there are things we may think about, but many times things don't go as we think about. So what is the best thing then? Plan, work hard, give all that you have, give all your effort, give everything that you have. That I again say that the God would also be frightened and would be forced to give you what you want. But if that does not happen, don't feel very void. Don't make anything such a priority that if it goes, you feel you are empty. The human worth that you have infinite potential to help others. For example, see the COVID pandemic. We have been working for the COVID while the COVID pandemic was there with the Puneet sir of SOMP. We were working in Arohanam. And there we realized that every individual man can save a life. And during the COVID time, there were rush of for oxygens and all those things and all. We were common men back then, and now also we are common men. But these common men can save a lot of lives, and that I realized that day. And the happiness that I got by ensuring that the oxygen cylinder reaches a person in the correct point of time is unparalleled. I will not say that after the results I was so happy as I was happy back then that I saved a life. Saving a life does not mean that I have saved only one life, I have saved a family. And that is more important. I have ensured a future. If the single earning member is going to die by COVID due to lack of oxygen, and I am ensuring that the oxygen cylinder would reach there by time, I am saving a generation. Their childs will read, they will go into education. Someday they will also become IAS or IPS. So see, the impact that you can make in this world is not limited only to the posts and all those things where we are getting ourselves attached to. The whole purpose of saying this, you may not realize it now. You will feel that for this point of time only IAS and IPS or all these services are very important. That's fine, they are important. But never make any service bigger than yourself. Because it is you for whom the service is. If you are not there in the first place, then who will do the service? This is all what I wanted to say, because it is this point of time. Again I am saying it is the night time just before sleep. These are the sleepless night time when you will think and think and think. I could have cleared that in that attempt. One more question in prelims and I would have been writing the mains. Two more marks in mains, I would have been in the final list. 15 marks in the final list, I would have been an IAS. 10 more marks in the final marks, and I would have got the home category. All these things will go. I'll recite one beautiful sloka from Bhartrahari. Bhartrahari, he had written, Bhogana Bhukta Vayameva Bhukta. In Vairagya Shatakam he has written, Bhogana Bhukta Vayameva Bhukta. That means if you are thinking that you are enjoying the things, it is wrong, my dear. The things are enjoying you. Tapona tapta vayameva tapta. If you think by doing penance, you are doing a great, you are getting a great heating. At the end, you yourself are getting heated up. Tapona tapta vayameva tapta. Kalona yato vayameva yata. The time never goes, we ourselves go. The time will be there, but after 15 years, 20 years, maybe 70 years, I will not be there. You will also not be there. You might not also there. I pray that you live. Kalo na yato vayameva yata. The time goes, but we stay. Trishna na janna vayameva janna. Even if we get old, our desires never get old. Whatever be the desires, for a child the desire is toy, a candy. In our stage, it is a good job, respect, prestige in the society. Once you are married, the definition changes, the desires changes. Once you're old age, you crave for your care and family and all those times and all. The desires never get end. So it is you who have to rein in your desires. Rein in your desires. Be the man who will say, that man or woman who will say that desires, you are not controlling me, rather I am controlling you. Whatever destiny has written, I don't care, because I will write my own destiny. It is me who will write all the destiny that will take my life ahead. That does not mean, I've given very beautiful examples. You must be aware. Salu Marada Thimakka, Padma Shri Awadi. She's a very old man who had planted the trees for the lifetime, and now she got Padma Shri. She never thought of a reward, but yet she has now taken herself to a level that she is much, much, much bigger a figure than all the IAS and IPS officers maybe combined, or something like that. I don't demean any service, but I am saying that the opportunities are very high. You can plant a tree, you can be Padma Shri someday. You can teach a child, you can be Kailas Satyarthi someday. You can stop the child from getting trafficked, you can be Kailas Satyarthi someday. Someday. You can save water, you can be Waterman Rajendra Singh someday. You can plant a forest, you can be Jadav Mulai Payeng someday, the forest man of India. Every effort counts, every intention counts, every word of your counts. And make yourself such a dignified personality that the gods will also be forced to bend to give you what you want. And if your intentions are good enough, no one can snatch anything from you. In the short term, we might feel that the things are not in our hands, but in the long term, we will be the masters of our destiny. You must be reminded of the poem Invictus. I am the master of my soul, I am the master of my ship. So, this is the thing. Take charge of your life. Don't allow it to run here and there and all those things. You are made for a greater purpose, and believe me, every one of us has infinite potential. And someday, I might die, you might die, but let our words stay so that the knowledge that we have learned in our life can be passed on to future generations. Amritasya putra vayam srunvantu. You are the child of immortality. You are the child of immortality. Who will guarantee this body is going to go one day? But let us make an impact in the society so high that even if we are not there, our actions will stay, and that will inspire the generations and generations after generations to do good works. And that's what I wanted to say. So never feel demotivated and all those things. We are made for greater purpose, and we will definitely prove our worth. It is a challenge to all of you to prove your worth. Let us study very hard, and let us not study for the sake of studying. Let us study for making our personality a better personality. Let us study to make ourselves a better human being so that he can serve the society in a better way. Let us work towards all the vulnerable societies so that they may enjoy their utmost potential of life. Let us be the light that will drive away all the darkness from the life of all the people. Let us be the mountain who will face all the thunderstorms in his head, but will not allow anyone to get hurt. Let us be the river that will quench the thirst of all, but will not ask for a single penny. Let us be the tree that will shower all the fruits on everyone, but will stand still and help everyone. This is what I wanted to say to you all. Thank you again for being there. And again, in this moment of night, when you might be feeling low, don't feel low. You are the infinite Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, Pragyanam Brahma, Aham Tattvamasi. You are the supreme being. You are the life force that is there within me, within you. In fact, AIR won UPSC or the UPSC chairman or anything else, even the Prime Minister of India. So that's it. Feel connected with the world. Go out, talk to people, walk under the sun, walk in the grass, listen to music, dance to your heart, and you will feel very relaxed. And then you will realize what your purpose of life is. Purpose of life, when you say that I want to get IPS, this is very narrow purpose of life. This cannot be the purpose of life. Because we have seen many IAS officers resigning after a few years. So does that mean they are purposeless? IAS getting or IPS getting is not the purpose of life. Purpose is life is something beyond that. And we have to realize that. IAS is just one way to go towards that. But we are not that. That's all what I wanted to say. Thank you again. Stay motivated. Let us give a tough fight against our situations and grab the things in our hand. That's it. That's all what I wanted to say. Thank you again. Namaskar.